So, the Big Three's final offer to Caitlin Clark is $15 million for 10 games.
Caitlin Clark, did you turn down $15 million? Oh, that's a boss move.
Big Three's final offer to Caitlin Clark was $15 million for 10 games.
The Big Three reportedly offered Caitlin Clark 15 M for 10 games, but she declined.
On Wednesday, it was leaked that the Big Three made a $5 million offer to play in the league this season, be 10 games.
It was 2 years, $5 million a year. And plus, we were going to do cool stuff with merch. And
Big Three making news this morning because TMZ reported that they have made a $5 million offer to Caitlin Clark.
2 minutes ago, Caitlin Clark shocked the sports world again, turning down Ice Cube's massive $15 million Big Three offer. She's proving once more that no money can buy her loyalty.
Caitlin Clark, did you turn down $15 million? Oh, that's a boss move. Oh, that's a crazy boss move. That's a flex.
The Big Three's final proposal to Caitlin Clark stunned many fans. A massive $15 million for just 10 games. Ice Cube's league had started negotiations at $5 million, but eventually raised the offer 3 times higher, believing Clark's presence would transform the Big Three.
So, the Big Three's final offer to Caitlin Clark is $15 million for 10 games. And here is the tattoo voice of the Big Three talking about it.
15? I thought that she was 5.
No, 15.
Woo.
After it started at 5.
Right.
But the official final offer was $15 million for 10 weeks.
Yet despite the life-changing money, Clark refused to sign. This left many questioning why she would reject an amount far greater than her WNBA salary.
I wonder how much money Caitlin Clark is actually making. I think that, some of those talks, apparently it costs, for her to go in person, it's like $200,000 for 30 minutes. And she was doing 3 of those a week.
Her endorsement deals must be pretty decent for her to willingly turn that down, because we know her WNBA salary is nothing to brag about.
Reports confirm that Caitlin Clark turned down a staggering $15 million from Ice Cube's Big Three. The deal would have paid her more than most professional athletes in such a short span, but she made it clear her loyalty remained elsewhere.
The Big Three reportedly offered Caitlin Clark 15 M's for 10 games, but she declined.
Caitlin Clark reportedly turned down $15 million. $15 million? Bro, 15.
Commentators called it a crazy boss move, emphasizing that only someone with Clark's rising power could reject such an offer. Her decision showed just how much she values her long-term career over fast cash.
Of course, she turned it down, but check this out. And we've got a little clip here to play. The Big Three's final offer to Caitlin Clark was $10 million for 10 games.
Even Big Three insiders admitted that the final offer to Caitlin Clark was $15 million for a short 10-game stretch. The voice of the Big Three confirmed it publicly, stressing how badly the league wanted her star power. Yet Clark walked away, choosing not to participate. Her rejection highlighted that no amount of money could pull her away from the WNBA right now, frustrating Ice Cube and his vision for the league.
The Big Three's final offer to Caitlin Clark was $15 million for 10 games. I can't remember if they play off the top of my head if they played more than a game a week, but yeah, think about that. She got $338,000 for 4 years in the WNBA. Now I know she makes a lot of money. I think she made $11.1 million.
Ice Cube initially revealed a $5 million Big Three offer to Caitlin Clark while she was preparing for the championship. He said the deal was historic and intended to remain private, but once leaked, it shocked the sports world. The proposal far exceeded her rookie WNBA salary, which sat under $80,000. Still, Clark made it clear she wasn't interested in Ice Cube's league, a rejection that echoed loudly across basketball.
To likely WNBA #1 overall pick Caitlin Clark to play in the league this season, be 10 games, I believe 8 regular season games, 2 potential playoff games. After the news dropped, Ice Cube jumped on Twitter to confirm the report. But the $5 million is way more than Clark and other WNBA rookies will make this season, with the current rookie salary for top draft picks at a little under $80,000 for the season. So Lexi, you're our resident expert on all things WNBA.
The Big Three had even crafted a long-term deal for Caitlin Clark. 2 years at $5 million per year, with added perks like merchandise deals and partial team ownership. Ice Cube believed her entry would lift the entire league's popularity, but once again, Clark declined. The refusal not only denied Ice Cube his marquee signing, but also showed her unwillingness to be used as a publicity stunt for Big3.
It was 2 years, $5 million a year. And plus, we were going to do cool stuff with merch. And, I think he was even talk about a percentage in team ownership. We were going to, we believe her coming into the Big Three would be such a big deal that, all boats would rise and the league would benefit from the attention and to see, if she can actually do it against.
TMZ revealed that the Big3 formally made Caitlin Clark a $5 million offer while she was still in college. Ice Cube hoped to lure her before she fully committed to the WNBA, banking on her record-breaking popularity. But Clark's rejection was firm, and she moved forward with her original career path. The public nature of the deal embarrassed Ice Cube, who admitted the offer was meant to remain private.
Big3 making news this morning because TMZ reported that they have made a $5 million offer to Caitlin Clark.
Whoa.
Okay, obviously, Caitlin Clark is the sensation Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball player that has broken every college basketball record, and she is headed to the WNBA, we all assume. And the Big3 is like, wait a second. Why not a $5 million offer from us as well? We intended the offer to remain private while Caitlin Clark plays for the championship. Let's not be a distraction.
Commentators pointed out that Caitlin Clark doesn't need Ice Cube's $15 million because her endorsements already make her millions. From autograph sessions worth $200,000 for just 30 minutes to deals like Panini that reportedly earned her a minimum of $1 million in a single day, her income is on another level. Clark's partnerships with Wilson and Stanley Cups also put her in the same conversation as global icons like Taylor Swift when it comes to fan buying power.
Like some of those talks, apparently it costs for her to go in person, it's like 200 grand for 30 minutes. Caitlin made $1 million off the Panini deal, minimum. They sold like 5 million worth of her goods in a day. She made $1 million minimum on the Panini deal. I would say the cost to get Caitlin Clark as the face of your product in terms of like Stanley and stuff is probably similar to LeBron because the Caitlin Clark fans will buy anything with Caitlin Clark's face on it. It's like Taylor Swift type shit.
Her Stanley Cup endorsement perfectly explained why Clark could walk away from Ice Cube's offer without hesitation. She rolled out a commercial and product line that instantly went viral, further cementing her brand power. Fans lined up for her merchandise, and sneaker deals like the CC ones were already on the horizon. With constant streams of revenue, Clark proved that her business empire brings her far more security than a short Big3 contract ever could.
Stanley! Caitlin Clark with the new Stanley Cup deal. It's amazing. I gotta go get my cup. I gotta get my t-shirt and my Stanley Cup. You already know. They got all different cups, man. I definitely need my Stanley. Man. Caitlin Clark continuing to rake in the deals by the boatload. It's stuff like this. It's things like this as to why she can turn down $15 million from Ice Cube and the Big3.
Even while injured, Caitlin Clark continued to secure massive sponsorships, showing how valuable her name alone is. She recently signed with Stanley, adding to her list of high-profile deals like Gatorade and Nike. Photos and videos of her branded line spread across social media, making waves beyond basketball. Her ability to land historic endorsements makes Ice Cube's $15 million look small in comparison.
Caitlin Clark has landed a big-time sponsorship with this brand. And yeah, man, let's dive right into this right now. So this is the current little photos right here that is going viral all over the internet. And it's Caitlin Clark with these Stanley Cups and some Nike gear, man. I just think this is just a dope silhouette right here, these photos.
Analysts highlighted that Caitlin Clark made over $11 million in 2024 alone through endorsements. From companies like Stanley to other corporate giants, her portfolio only keeps growing. With that type of income, turning down $15 million from Ice Cube's Big3 doesn't hurt her finances. In fact, it showed she doesn't need his league to elevate her career or earnings.
Think about that. She got $338,000 for 4 years in the WNBA. Now, I know she makes a lot of money. I think she made $11.1 million in 2024 because of all her endorsements. I saw where she just got an endorsement from Stanley, the insanely overpriced cups.
Even in discussions about the Big Three, analysts admitted Clark can make $5 million off the court easily through endorsements. Compared to the physical risks of playing in Ice Cube's rough league, her business ventures are far safer and more profitable. This reality explains why she would never risk her health for a short-term payday when she already commands millions outside of basketball games.
Only thing people would have been talking about. The Big Three would have probably got more publicity and notoriety over the WNBA if she were to have participated in that. Which is, as a businessman, I can only respect them for reaching for the moon and aiming for the stars. So, hey, other than that, I got no complaints. I wish she would have taken it just so we could see how she would fare up against those older retired NBA players.
The timing of the Big Three season clashes directly with the WNBA, meaning Caitlin Clark would have to skip an entire year if she joined Ice Cube's league. Analysts compared it to Diana Taurasi, who once left the WNBA in her prime for more money overseas. But Clark's decision was different. She refused to turn her back on the WNBA, reinforcing her loyalty while rejecting Ice Cube's $15 million.
The Big Three is on during the WNBA season. It would take her taking a year out of WNBA. And I think, like we saw with Taurasi took a year out of WNBA in her prime to go play in Russia because the Russian team paid her more than she was going to make in the WNBA. So for me, I'm thinking she probably made about 20 million last year. For her to turn down 15 million, she had to have been making at least 15 million on her endorsements. At least. And then there's obviously a case where if you take the Big Three deal and it doesn't work out, your hype dies and you're losing money on the stretch. But I would say she made at least 15 million last year.
Lisa Leslie explained how Clark's lingering injury made the $15 million Big Three offer even riskier. Playing in such a physical league could have worsened her condition, threatening her WNBA future. That reality made her refusal even clearer. Clark prioritized her long-term health and career stability over Ice Cube's short-term money. Her decision highlighted maturity and foresight well beyond her years.
Let's take a listen to what Lisa Leslie had to say.
Well, I really feel for Caitlin Clark because I actually had that injury 2006. And listen, I was heavily taped around my thigh, around my glute, just trying to make sure there was enough pressure to hold that groin. And the hard part is that the groin is sort of an area that you can't just touch and go, it hurts right here. You feel it deep. You have to get a lot of deep treatment, whether it's ice and heat and rest. Well, Caitlin Clark, she can't find a lot of rest right now because she's mid-season. But I think that injury is really tough because it lingers. No matter how much medicine you take, you can feel fine. You get back out there, one move, one change of direction, and boom, you're right back feeling that same type of pain. So it's going to be a tough injury that she's going to have to manage.
Fans and analysts debated whether Caitlin Clark should come back to the WNBA playoffs despite her injury. Supporters argued that her presence could push the Indiana Fever into the finals, proving her importance to the league. This growing reliance on Clark shows why she would never abandon the WNBA for the Big Three, no matter how much Ice Cube offered. She is the face of women's basketball.
A lot of people saying Caitlin Clark shouldn't come back. Y'all don't understand. Caitlin Clark is such an impactful player on this basketball. If Caitlin Clark comes back this year, they make it to the playoffs. Y'all know they didn't have a chance to make it to the... Yes, that's how big of an impact she had. Do I believe they get there? Yes, if Caitlin Clark come back, they got a damn good chance this year of making it to the final. But we won't know until Kate back. Now, for all the people saying that she shouldn't come back, y'all some haters, bro. She definitely should come back immediately.
Despite constant abuse, jealousy, and mistreatment from some WNBA players, Caitlin Clark has carried herself with professionalism. She continues to elevate the league's profile, boosting attendance and TV ratings. Rejecting Ice Cube's $15 million wasn't just about money. It was also about staying loyal to a league that desperately needs her influence. Without Clark, the WNBA wouldn't be experiencing its current surge.
Despite being abused, despite being torn down, despite being attacked verbally and physically over and over and over again, despite being hated by the players, she has done everything she could possibly do to elevate the WNBA, to help every single other player in the league get paid more money, to help with attendance in growing the game. She has done everything that she could possibly do, despite the absolute hatred, despite the absolute jealousy, despite the absolute lies.
Ice Cube admitted that Caitlin Clark's stardom was the sole reason they offered her millions. He said sponsors believed only she could unlock that kind of money for the Big Three. But because she turned it down, it exposed how dependent Ice Cube's plan was on Clark's name alone. Her rejection showed that she didn't want to be used as a business pawn for his league.
It was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so I don't know if we can make that. I don't know if we can make that same offer.
I see. So, maybe an adjusted amount.
When asked if the offer still stood, Big Three representatives admitted they had already moved on. They revealed her team never truly engaged with the deal and that her agents hated on it. This cold response underlined how firm Clark's rejection was. She was never going to join Ice Cube's project, no matter how high the offer went.
Nah, we've moved on. We see that she is focused on the WNBA. And we really didn't get great engagement from the offer from their team. I think the agents was hating on it a little bit. We worried about, the players that we have. We think we're gonna have our best season.
Analysts broke down exactly why Caitlin Clark could turn down $15 million from Ice Cube without regret. Her endorsements already earn her incredible sums. Appearance fees reach as high as $200,000 for only 30 minutes, and she often does multiple per week. The Panini card deal alone netted her at least $1 million in a single day.
Like some of those talks, apparently it costs for her to go in person, it's like 200 grand for 30 minutes. Caitlin made $1 million off the Panini deal, minimum. They sold like 5 million worth of her goods in a day. She made $1 million minimum on the Panini deal. I would say the cost to get Caitlin Clark as the face of your product in terms of like Stanley and stuff is probably similar to LeBron, because the Caitlin Clark fans will buy anything with Caitlin Clark's face on it. It's like Taylor Swift type shit.
Clark's Stanley Cup partnership further explains her financial independence. The launch included a commercial, multiple designs, and instantly turned into a hot product, proving how much influence she holds. On top of that, her signature sneakers, the CC ones, were already in the works, ensuring another wave of income. Commentators noted that deals like this give Clark the freedom to walk away from Big Three's $15 million without hesitation. For her, endorsements provide steady, long-term wealth, while Ice Cube's offer was short-term money with heavy strings attached.
Stanley! Caitlin Clark with the new Stanley Cup deal. It's amazing. I gotta go get my cup. I gotta get my t-shirt and my Stanley Cup. You already know. They got all different cups, man. I definitely need my Stanley. man. Caitlin Clark continuing to rake in the deals by the boatload. It's stuff like this. It's things like this as to why she can turn down $15 million from Ice Cube and the Big Three.
Reports revealed Caitlin Clark earned over $11 million in 2024 strictly from endorsements. Her recent deal with Stanley Cups was just one example of the nonstop corporate opportunities coming her way. When you're already making tens of millions each year, turning down $15 million from Ice Cube's Big Three doesn't feel like a gamble. It feels like smart business. Clark is building a sustainable empire, while the Big Three's offer was just a publicity stunt. This made her rejection even more powerful.
Think about that. She got $338,000 for 4 years in the WNBA. Now, I know she makes a lot of money. I think she made $11.1 million in 2024 because of all her endorsements. I saw where she just got an endorsement from Stanley, the insanely overpriced cups. Sorry to anyone who likes Stanley, but that's insane what people would pay for those. But anyway, as you can see here, the Big Three's final offer. So I want to play this clip for you and talk about it a little bit, because this is...
Commentators directly admitted Caitlin Clark could make $5 million off the court without ever touching a basketball. Her brand power ensures she will always have opportunities that exceed what the Big Three could offer. Instead of risking her health in a rough league, Clark chose to focus on safe and profitable endorsements. This rejection wasn't about disrespecting Ice Cube. It was about protecting her career, her body, and her already massive wealth. For someone in her position, $15 million wasn't enough to change anything.
$1 million playing in the WNBA. So take this little 5 right here, miss like 10 games of your regular season, and then go on and.
Or she gonna make that 5 off the court. For sure.
Yes, absolutely.
For them to give her only $5 million.
Yeah, I can make more. I can make $5 million.
She's worth
in 2
more.
weeks.
I think she's worth more than $5 million
right now.
to go do something like that.
$5 million in 2 weeks. She ain't worth $5 million in 2 weeks.
Nah.
I mean, 2 months.
That TV deal doesn't happen if Caitlin Clark isn't commanding the league. If she takes a super senior season, it's not $200 million a year.
Let's be real. The biggest reason why the league is in the spot it's in is because of Caitlin Clark. That TV deal doesn't happen if Caitlin Clark does not come onto that league. If Caitlin Clark takes a super senior season, that TV deal is not $200 million. It's just not. It is not $200 million a year. If Caitlin Clark takes a super senior season.
If unrivaled Caitlin Clark, y'all, the minimum is $10 million plus 50% ownership. That's the starting point.
Unrivaled. If y'all thought a few million and some equity was gonna get her to show up and play in your league, you got another thing coming. I said it. If Unrivaled want Caitlin Clark, y'all, a minimum of 10 million plus like 50% ownership of the whole league. That's where we start.
Player salaries are going to go down. This league is not sustainable when you look at the reality of what's going on.
The player salaries are going to go down. That's what it means. This league is not sustainable. What these players want is not sustainable when you look at the reality of what is going on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I had to talk about this because that's such an insane number, and it just irked me even more when I look at how the league has treated Caitlin Clark.
Have all the games in Iowa, her team, her crowd, all her fans. Get this money, God. It was 2 years, $5 million a year, plus merch and team ownership. We believed all boats would rise with her in the Big 3.
Accept it. You got 8 games. 8 games, accept that $5 million, and then enter the W. Get drafted.
Don't play.
Get drafted, get the #1 pick. Like, hold on, y'all.
It was 2 years, $5 million a year. And plus, we were going to do cool stuff with merch. And
Caitlin Clark doesn't need Ice Cube, and she doesn't need the Big 3. She chose her own path, and the world is watching. So don't miss a beat. Like, subscribe, and share to stay updated.